Aside from all that might lurk in the dark or from the bushes, what lives within the river is often overlooked. This video will cover instances of haunting beings and humanoids that were spotted in the river. And what happened next shocked everyone. A group of friends in Indonesia was walking near a swamp when they noticed something shifting in the water. At first, they thought it was just debris, but then it moved. The shape twisted, almost like it was adjusting itself. It wasn't an animal they could recognize. Hoping for a better look, they even tossed food toward it, trying to lure it closer. Slowly, the creature responded. A face emerged, just barely hidden behind thick, wild hair. That was enough. They didn't wait to see more. Some things are better left undiscovered. Blue figure. One night, a man was walking through a remote area when he noticed a strange glow near the water's edge. At first, he thought it was a reflection, but then something moved. A figure slowly emerged. Its skin was blue, its features almost human, but its head was covered, almost like it was wearing a hat. It never reacted, but standing there, watching it rise from the water, he felt like he had just glimpsed something not meant for human eyes. Some say there's an entire world beneath the water, a hidden community like the ones people imagine in space. Maybe he had just found proof. Crab illusion? A man noticed ripples moving straight toward him. Then the water broke. A strange shape started rising. It had tiny facial features, like a creature staring right at him. He got scared. But then he saw the truth. What looked like a creepy alien was just a regular crab. The face was just a piece of trash stuck to its shell, and the reason is even more surprising. Crabs often carry objects on their backs for camouflage, using shells, seaweed, or even random trash. It's their way of staying hidden from predators. Who knew a crab with some garbage could create such a spooky moment? Just goes to show how easily the mind can play tricks. Red humanoid. In the wild, even a lone lion knows the risk of facing a pack of hyenas, but this time the threat wasn't from the land. A video surfaced online showing a group of hyenas near a river, casually drinking water. Then something rose from the depths. It was red-skinned with a long beard and had the shape of a human. Some even compared it to King Triton from the movie. Slowly, it was moving toward the hyenas. Sensing the threat, the pack didn't wait to find out what it wanted. They turned and fled. Maybe even hyenas know when to pick their battles. Beach creature. Social media was buzzing with videos of a strange creature found on a beach in Thailand. A beachgoer uploaded the footage, claiming to have discovered it on the shore. The video showed what looked like a salamander, but with sharp claws and an unusual head. It even had a fish-like tail. People couldn't stop talking about it. Some believed it was an undiscovered species, maybe even a deep-sea mutant. But not everyone was convinced. Others were sure it was nothing more than a detailed silicon model crafted by an artist back in 2020. Odd evidence. A CCTV camera picked up something eerie near a stream long rumored to be haunted. The footage showed figures moving in ways that didn't seem human. One bald figure sat motionless on the bridge wall until it suddenly jumped into the water, but instead of sinking, it floated in a strange way. Across the stream, another figure with long hair did the exact same thing, as if copying the first. Their movements didn't look natural. Some believe there's a logical explanation, but the video has revived old fears. Could the legends about this place be more than just stories? River ghost. Swimming in a river is fun, as long as you're not being chased. A guy was enjoying his swim when he spotted a head floating nearby. It had nobody. At first it stayed still, then it started moving toward him. That's when he realized what it looked like, the Krasui, a spirit from Southeast Asian folklore said to appear as a floating head. And even worse, legends say they can take over a person's body. The video cut off after that. No one knows what happened next, but hopefully he got out in time. Lake humanoid. Lakes don't just hold water, some hold secrets. A man was about to step into the water when he noticed something just below the surface. At first it looked like a shadow, but then it moved. A thin figure with hollow eyes and a long head stared up at him. Its body was almost see-through, blending with the water. Before he could react, it drifted away and disappeared. Locals say a man drowned in that very lake years ago, and ever since, strange things have been seen beneath the waves. River creature. A guy was live streaming an exploration in a forest with a friend, investigating a river said to be inhabited by a strange creature. At first, they found nothing, but towards the end of their journey, they had a terrifying encounter. From a distance, they captured footage of a strange figure floating in the river. Driven by curiosity, they moved in closer. As they approached, the creature appeared again, its long claws visible, but its face hidden in darkness. It might have decided to charge at them, which is why it suddenly came into the frame. They were lucky to leave at the right moment, escaping before anything worse could happen. Swamp Phantom. Swamps hide countless creatures, but this eerie sight left everyone questioning what they were seeing. A viral video left viewers stunned. It showed a strange, furry humanoid partially submerged in water, only its face visible. But the most unsettling detail was the face with saber-like teeth, hinting at its predatory nature. Theories flooded in. Some swore it was Bigfoot, though skeptics argued they don't live underwater. To this day, no one knows what it really was. Demon chase. Deep in the Amazon jungle, the tribesmen watched in fear as a horned demon jumped into the river. Its huge dark shape spread across the water, and it grabbed an animal struggling to escape. The tribesmen acted fast, throwing rocks into the river, hoping to scare the demon away, but it didn't seem to notice. The creature was strong and stayed locked onto the animal, pulling it deeper into the water. The struggle ended quietly. The animal was gone. The sight left them puzzled and wondering, had they witnessed something from another world? Rake in the woods. Officers set up cameras in the woods after a series of strange animal disappearances. Initially, they suspected animal trafficking, but the footage revealed something far more unsettling. Through the lens, a pale humanoid figure appeared from behind a rock. It moved cautiously, glancing around as if aware of its surroundings. The officers were shocked when they realized what they were looking at. It was a rake, a figure from folklore known for its eerie, unsettling presence, and it was watching them. Waterfall encounter. A video surfaced online in 2023 showing something strange in the waterfall of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The footage captured a shadowy humanoid figure that seemed to appear out of nowhere amidst the cascading water. Standing about 5 feet tall, the figure remained still despite the fast-moving water around it. As the video spread across the internet, viewers started to speculate. Could this be an interdimensional being using the waterfall to conceal itself? If that's true, it might explain why such beings are rarely seen. Human vampire. Netizens couldn't stop talking when a video was uploaded by an anonymous user. It showed a human vampire upside down, and it wasn't a hoax, it was moving. People couldn't get enough, all desperate to know where it was filmed and what the truth really was. A YouTuber decided to investigate, heading to Old Town, Florida to visit the post-mortem horror boutique. While there, he caught footage of what some are calling the same creature. Turns out the owner uses a special mechanism to make it move. Just a clever marketing trick to draw in visitors. Blue hand. They thought it was just another night by the swamp until the camera proved otherwise. In November 2021, a group of friends were pulling a small boat from the water when one of them yanked his hand back, claiming something had grabbed him. Seconds later, the footage revealed it, a strange glow beneath the surface, followed by a blue hand with unnaturally long fingers. No one could explain what they had just seen. Some believe it was an unknown swamp creature, or maybe even proof of underwater beings we have yet to discover. Abandoned terror.
Hello?
There are many abandoned houses in the forest, but have you ever wondered why people really left them? Well, we might have the answer. A guy decided to explore one of these old houses. As he stepped inside, everything seemed still until he heard it. A strange sound was coming from the window frame. He stared, trying to make sense of it, but before he could take another step, it revealed itself. A humanoid figure with sharp, pointed nails and pale skin stood there, staring back at him. That was enough to make him rush out, leaving the place behind. Brazilian Dogmen. Forest officers in Brazil were on patrol when they heard rustling in the bushes. They turned their lights toward the sound, and the sight shocked them. A figure stood on two legs, covered in fur, but it wasn't just any animal. It was crouching, almost as if it was trying to stay hidden. Its posture and build reminded them of the Brazilian Dogman, a creature spoken about in whispers but rarely seen. Dogmans usually avoid humans, but this one didn't run. It stayed there, watching, almost like it was just as curious about them. Abandoned house. A group of friends decided to play hide and seek in an abandoned house. They ventured into the dark corners of the place at night when strange beings are said to roam. But this time, one of them managed to capture something on camera. As he peeked out from behind the house, he spotted a figure. It was humanoid with pointed ears and a muscular build. Before he could react, the creature locked eyes with him and seemed to warn him. Then it vanished with a high leap, disappearing into the night. Thankfully, it left without further incident. Who knows what might have happened if it hadn't? These beings are unpredictable, and one encounter might not be so harmless. Pale humanoid. The fisherman knew these waters well, but that day, something was different. At first, he thought it was just another large fish. Its pale body, its almost human-like form. It wasn't a fish at all. It looked just like the legendary Ningen. For years, sailors have talked about them. Massive, white-skinned beings, some with arms and legs, others with fins and long, rigid tails. They're said to roam the subantarctic waters, unseen by most. The fisherman swore he saw one. If he was right, then maybe, just maybe, they're still out there, hidden in the deep. Haunting figure. A local was cruising down an empty road when he noticed something ahead. A figure was there, but it wasn't standing normally. It was sitting there, but soon began to move on all fours, completely upside down. It looked like it was blocking the road, as if waiting for someone to stop. He sat still, trying to understand what he was witnessing. Then the figure moved. Slowly it stood up on two legs, but instead of walking away, it started moving backward, straight toward him. That was enough. He sped off, not looking back. Whatever it was, he didn't want to find out. Tiny being.
That's so creepy! He's actually here, dude! Bro, it's broad day.
They say abandoned places don't stay empty for long. Something always moves in. A guy decided to test his new drone inside an old, forgotten barn. As it flew through the broken beams, the camera caught a small humanoid figure crouched in the corner. Its body looked oddly muscular, yet frail at the same time. At first, it didn't move, but then it suddenly lifted its head, glancing around as if it had sensed the drone watching it.
Dude, that was so lucky. Okay, let me get close.
Some believe aliens prefer abandoned places, staying out of sight where no one thinks to look.
Oh, dude! Is that him? No.
Glowing visitor. The village had its fair share of strange stories, and this time it was caught on camera. Locals spotted a human-like figure moving through the area, its body shining so brightly it was visible from far away. People lost their minds over it. Some said it was an interdimensional traveler slipping between worlds. Others believed it was a yogi, radiating energy beyond human understanding. Whatever it was, no one got close. No one ever found out, and just like that, it was gone. Grainy footage. For years, people have debated the existence of Bigfoot, but now, a new video has reignited the mystery. Deep in the woods, a massive figure was caught on camera. It was there, crouched low, yet its size made the surrounding trees look insignificant. After satisfying its thirst, it turned and disappeared into the wild. Witnesses stood frozen, struggling to process what they had just seen. Some wanted to chase after it to see it up close, but there was no chance. By the time they took a step forward, the creature was completely out of reach. Watchers in the woods. Losing your way in the woods is scary, but realizing you've stepped into a forbidden land is terrifying. A tourist was trying to find his way back when he noticed movement among the trees. Two small figures stood there, watching. They had short, stocky bodies, almost like dwarfs from a storybook, but there was nothing friendly about them. Something about their presence felt wrong. They turned and walked deeper into the forest, acting quickly, as if they knew they were being recorded and did not want to be exposed to the world. Maybe they were reporting back to whoever else was hiding out there. Shortcut mistake. You might have heard the saying, it's better to be late than to never arrive at all. This story proves it right. A local was heading home late at night. To save time, he took a shortcut. The road was empty until he saw it. A pale figure stood in the middle of the street. Before he could react, it was right in front of him. Its hands moved strangely, like it was asking for help or a ride. But something was wrong. It wasn't human. Later, he found out a woman had lost her life on that very road. Some say her ghost still appears to those who take the shortcut at night. Narwhal sighting. A tourist driving through Mexico decided to pull over for a quick stop. It turned out to be a big mistake. In the distance, he spotted a creature he couldn't quite recognize. At first, it seemed to be chasing him. Then it suddenly turned and tried to climb a nearby cliff. But when that failed, it came right back at him, moving fast, almost like it was sending a warning. Could it have been a narwhal? According to local folklore, narwhals are humans who can transform into animals to gain special powers. If it wanted to scare him off, it definitely worked. Scary spy. Wandering through the forest at night is never a good idea. Wild animals aren't the only thing lurking in the dark. A young local decided to test his courage by spending the night there, so he set up the camp. At first, everything was quiet, but as the night deepened, an uneasy feeling crept in. Then, he saw it. Behind the bushes, a figure was watching him. Its glowing eyes cut through the darkness, and its pointed nose gave it an eerie appearance. It didn't move, it just stood there, waiting. Legends say these beings can sense fear. If you panic, they react. Staying calm might be the only way to survive the night. Mexican shapeshifter. In Guadalajara, Mexico, a girl heard footsteps on the steel roof. She went to check and was stunned by what she saw. A tall figure stood there, its skin dark and its neck longer than any human's. Its face was small compared to its body and completely blank. It glanced around before jumping onto the top floor and disappearing. Some believe shapeshifters take on different forms to move unnoticed, but it looked like this one was caught in its actual shape. Mysterious being. Trail cams catch deer, bears, and sometimes things that shouldn't exist. This time, a humanoid figure appeared in the frame, rushing to the other side. It was only visible for a moment, but that was enough to tell it wasn't human. Its skin was pale, and it had no hair at all. When the video reached the internet, people had all sorts of theories. Some called it a hoax, pointing out a line under its neck that looked like a mask. Others believed it was a reptilian shapeshifter caught on camera, one of the mysterious beings said to roam the woods. Living sponge. On July 9th, 2018, in China, a man strolling along the beach spotted what looked like a piece of driftwood. Curious, he picked it up and was surprised. It moved. It was a creature with a head shaped almost like a human's, but its arms and legs were too short for its body. It was soft, spongy, and unlike anything he had ever seen. The internet went wild. Some thought it was a mutant, others joked it looked like a living gingerbread man. Experts had no answers, but conspiracy theorists, they had plenty. Some were convinced this thing wasn't from Earth. Barn sighting. A family was enjoying a quiet night when they noticed movement near their barn. Small figures were pacing around, standing on two legs. They were too short to be human, and their movements felt deliberate, almost ritualistic. The family barely had time to process as the figures soon vanished. The family waited for any signs that they might come back, but the barnyard remained silent. Many believed they were gray aliens, known for abductions, but this time it wasn't humans, but animals they were after. Puzzling footage. Every now and then, the internet gets flooded with strange videos, but this one was something else. At first, it looked like a woman's face filling the frame, but as the camera zoomed out, things took a bizarre turn. The face wasn't normal. It had thick, heavy hair covering it entirely. And then there was the hand, long, sharp fingers being held by a human. Theories flooded in. Some claimed it was a genetically altered being. Others said it was a clone. Sandman in desert. In the desert, mirages trick the eye, but what if some illusions aren't illusions at all? An explorer was recording his journey when he noticed a tall, shadowy figure ahead. It stood eerily still, almost blending with the dunes. But then, its arm began to disintegrate, crumbling like sand. It wasn't just in the desert, it was part of it. It was a being made of the very sands themselves. Many have heard of sandmen in legends, but this time, someone had caught one on camera. Monkey or what? Zoos are places where people expect to see animals in their natural enclosures, but one security camera picked up something that didn't quite fit. The footage showed small figures moving inside an enclosure. At first, the creatures looked like monkeys, moving through the space as expected, but as the footage continued, their behavior took a strange turn. They crawled like humans. Then something even weirder happened. A tree in the enclosure seemed to move on its own. Despite the zoo's tight security, these beings had somehow entered, or maybe they were never outsiders to begin with. Perhaps they had always been there, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Baby tick hybrid. If you're not fond of creepy creatures, brace yourself for this one. A video made its rounds online, showing a bizarre creature found in a backyard. It had a human head with a baby face and tiny scorpion-like legs. It just stayed there, unmoving on the ground. The internet quickly went wild with theories. Some thought it was a weird prop, half human, half tick, made to shock. Others claimed it was a baby alien from another world. But the truth, it was just a silicon model designed to look like a hybrid tick. The video was a trick, and the internet fell for it, just as always. Hidden secret. A visitor at a popular tourist spot in the woods was snapping pictures of the scenery when he unknowingly captured something unexpected on camera. In one of his videos, a strange figure appeared with its head crowned with horns. Before the creature could rise, it seemed to sense the camera and quickly ducked out of view. The man didn't notice anything unusual at the time, but when he reviewed the footage later, he froze in shock. The figure wasn't from this world. It was one of the beings said to live in another dimension, hidden from the naked eye but visible through the lens of a camera, a secret that was meant to stay hidden, now revealed. Reptilian encounter.
More like it. What was that, Rambo?
While camping with friends, one of the group noticed something strange on top of their camper. They spotted a reptilian figure standing tall and still, watching them. Before anyone could react, the creature quickly vanished behind the camper, disappearing without a trace. The group was left stunned and unsure of what they had just seen. It was as if the creature had been more afraid of being seen than they were of it. After that, it was never spotted again. Maybe it just didn't want to stick around for small talk.
You got
Human-faced fish. A fisherman noticed a fish lying motionless on the wooden planks, thinking it had slipped from someone's bucket. But then it moved. Slowly, it lifted its head and stared directly at him. This wasn't just any fish. Its face was disturbingly human-like, with small beady eyes and an expression that seemed almost aware. Some believe this strange encounter was filmed in China, where similar sightings have occurred. Typically, it's carp with markings that eerily resemble human features, but no one can explain why these fish seem so different. Naga sighting. An adventurer deep in the jungle stumbled upon something he never expected. As he trekked through the thick trees, he came face to face with a huge, strange creature that left him speechless. At first glance, it appeared human-like, but then he saw its long, snake-like tail. It didn't take long for him to realize what he was looking at: a naga, a mythical half-human, half-snake creature. When he shared his discovery, people couldn't help but wonder if the creature was more than just a legend. The naga, often seen as a symbol of both power and wisdom, had been spoken of in stories for centuries. Perhaps in some hidden corner of the world, myths like this still walk among us. Lakeside encounter. What started as a peaceful stroll by the lake turned eerie when a group spotted a strange figure gliding through the water. At first, they thought it was a swimmer, but as they got a better look, they realized it was something far more unsettling. The creature's shiny, mud-covered skin blended seamlessly with the lake bed. It moved slowly, almost ghostly, until it suddenly noticed them. With terrifying speed, it began heading straight for them. The group fled in panic, their shaky video capturing the chaos. Let's hope they made it out safe. Leaked footage mystery. Years after being captured, old grainy footage leaked and made its way to the internet. The footage was originally taken by researchers who had set up cameras for a documentary on the Animal Channel. In the frame, a strange humanoid figure appeared. It was muscular, with long hair. It stared directly at the camera as if aware it was being recorded, before quickly disappearing. Now, people are debating why this footage was kept secret and never broadcasted. Was it hidden for a reason, or did they just not want to share what they discovered? Mermaid at the pier. A tourist visiting Lake Zolotlan in Nicaragua noticed something unusual by the port. A figure was crawling along the pier, using its hands. Its upper body looked human, but the lower half was covered in fins, moving like a fish. It even had a forked tail, but it wasn't the kind of mermaid you'd expect from fairy tales. This one had an eerie presence. Before he could get a closer look, it slipped into the water and vanished. Mermaids are usually linked to coral reefs, not lakes. So what was it doing here? Open discussion. It was meant to be a peaceful fishing trip, but when a guy looked into the river, everything changed. A figure stood motionless in the water. Its face was mostly hidden beneath tangled hair, and its arms stretched out as if beckoning him closer. Could it be a river ghost? These spirits are said to haunt the waters, luring people in. They often appear in unexpected places, tied to stories of drownings or disappearances, leaving restless souls behind. But this one wasn't about scaring him. It felt more like it was waiting for him to make the next move. What are your thoughts about it? Do share in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, press the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks once again.